You guys, today I'm here to do Real Housewives of Atlanta season 6, episode 20. Y'all excuse me, my hair ain't done, but hell, long day. Um, and I'm tired. But I'll have to get this video out, so here we go. It starts off with, it ended last week where Nene was calling, Peter a bitch. Or acting like a bitch, or whatever she want to call it, however you want to put it. It still was disrespectful. She still would have got popped in the mouth. Whatever. So, and I was still so frustrated through this whole part because the whole time I'm looking at Cynthia like, bitch, move, jump, do something. Like, okay, I know Cynthia ain't the fighting type, but bitch, it's a way to put a bitch in her place without you having to put hands on her. And see, I'm sorry. I agree with Ashley where she was saying that Cynthia wants to lick on Nene titties, and then when Phaedra was like, oh, well, she was put in the middle of, she was a rock and a hard place where it comes to Nene's friendship contract and her husband. I'm like, no, bitch, a friendship contract, your husband trumped that. I don't give a fuck. That's who you with. That's who you lay with. That's what it's supposed to trump. Fuck it. I'm sorry. I would have drugged the shit out of Nene. I don't give a damn how classy, model, mama, whatever. She either would have got red or got beat up. One or the other. Just saying. So, yeah. Then Nene just like say what she gotta say and go sit down like, bitch, you heard what I said. It ain't no talking about this. I'm finna go sit over here. No, you... whatever. So then Peter was like, oh, that was disrespectful. So she give him this half-ass apology like, oh, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean you was a bitch. I mean, you was acting like a bitch. Same taste, different flavor. Whatever. So then Greg was like, well, I'm going to just tell you, you get one pass. You get one pass. So Peter like, wait a minute, stop it with the threats already. That would have been another fight. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because I grew up in the hood. I don't know. But that would have been another fight in itself because a man is not going to tell another man, you only going to get one more pass without him getting took off on. Okay, that was my pass. Let's fight then. You just not going to punk me like that, especially on camera, national TV. It just wouldn't have ended the same way. Fuck all that. They old. I got some uncles who get out there. Just saying. So, anyway, moving on. They back from Mexico. They back in Atlanta. Candy at the Candy Coated Factory. And she's talking to Don Juan about, I think they looking at posters or whatever for the musical. And she's asking him, is everybody on board? Everything going cool? He said, we wait on a couple of people. She was like, yeah, I know, Portia. And apparently Portia's the only one they're waiting on because everybody else have signed their contracts and ready to go be on board, whatever. But, I was laughing when Don Juan said, I just can't find it. I can't find it. And she like, what? He was like, I can't give a fuck. He was like, I can't find my give a fuck. I was like, oh, me either. I'm just saying, when it comes to Portia, I can't have no sympathy for her. Nothing. I don't have no sympathy for her. I'm just sorry. When a woman sit there and praise her man, and then when she get embarrassed on Twitter, now it's bashing time. I can't get with her. And speaking of Portia, let me pause for a minute. When it came to that reunion fight, a lot of people was going on Portia's side or whatever. That's y'all opinion, whatever. And then they was going at Kenya. Apparently, they said that Kenya brought sex toys to the reunion and was taunting Portia or whatever. My thing is, bitch, how do you get mad when you and Candy was in your house talking about Cordell stole the sex toys? Maybe it's just me, or I don't know, but she was talking about Cordell with the sex toys, so now that Kenya bringing it up, and it's Kenya saying it, now it's a problem. If Nene would have said it, would have been a problem. Because I'm like this. You put it out there that your husband stole your sex toys. So what's the problem? I don't get it. That's why I don't feel sympathy for her. Even on this whole episode with her demands and all this kind of stuff, and she want her own dressing room and all that kind of stuff. Candy like, wait a minute, bitch, hold on. I'm the motherfucking creator of the musical, and I gotta share a room with D Woods. Only people getting their own room is Eddie Levert and the other lady, Shirley Murdoch. So all these demands, what's the problem? That's why now, at first I was mad at Don Juan the way he was coming at Portia. But now I'm starting to be on Don Juan's side when it comes to that damn airhead. For real. She was talking about how, oh, well, I paid my lawyers, and my lawyers looked it over and all that kind of stuff, because they showed the little stuff that happened with Kim and Candy. Okay, I get that. And like Candy said, I just wanted to give you this opportunity and all this kind of stuff. And Candy's just trying to make sure all the lines are dotted and all that kind of stuff, because she don't want the same things that happen with Kim. But this bitch, I don't know. She think, I don't know why she thinks she bomb.com. I don't know why she thinks she's an actress, a singer. I don't know. I wish y'all fans out there on Twitter stop pumping these goddamn reality stars up like they somebody, and then when the world tells them that, hey, that shit ain't really that good, you're really not that awesome, then their ego is busted because they dumbass fans and pump them up. I'm just saying, like, with all of them that have tried to come out with something and they think that they shit don't stink. Whatever. They talk about when is rehearsal starting. Remember, Candy tells her rehearsal start Friday. Just remember that. Next thing was Cynthia and Peter. They're talking about what happened in Mexico. Well, first they were talking about Noel birthday party, whatever. Then they talks about what happened in Mexico with Greg. As they're talking, Greg and Nene is at their house talking. I didn't get whatever. Peter is the type of person like, Greg was out of line. He came at me wrong. He was out of line. I'm on Peter's side. He tells Cynthia, look, you need to say something to her, because Cynthia, if y'all know it or not, Cynthia is so buck and want to get crunk when she's alone with her husband when she's talking about these ladies. The same way she did Candy is the same way she doing Nene. Oh, she say all this shit, but when she get in their face, it's a whole different damn story. Greg is at home talking about how he just didn't like how Peter came at him, and he just wanted to sit down and talk, yada, 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 didn't give a fuck, because I felt like all that shit was bullshit, whatever. I was just still on Peter's side through this whole conversation. Then Candy and her crew go to her old high school. She picks 2 students to be in her musical. One is going to work on the stage and one gonna work behind the stage, so that was cool. She got surprised with her old teacher, Miss Turner. I thought that was cool, because everybody got that one teacher that they remember that helped them some kind of way or another through high school or through junior high school or whatever. So I get that. In my case, it was a counselor, and I think she was my counselor through junior high and high school, so that's who I remember the most. Even though once we got to high school, she used to piss me off because she thought she was so cool with us that she would call my grandma on some shit that didn't have nothing to do with her. I'm like, look, lady, calm down. But she just made you a better person, because some things we shouldn't have been going to in the first place. So shout out to Miss Phyllis Johnson. Hey, she was a cool ass counselor. Then you have Phaedra in that that funeral home with Mr. Willie Watkins. I don't give a fuck. I didn't care about it. Moving on. Candy musical rehearsal. They had Eddie Levert there. They had D Woods. They had Funky Dineva. They had no Portia, but they had her understudy. And I'm sitting there like, okay. She asked when was rehearsal. They say Friday. You don't show up. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if she put her in this play because she wanted her to be on this Real Housewives of Atlanta season. I don't know. But my thing is, even though I heard it was a success and she was in the play, but I would have fired Portia. You don't show up to the first rehearsal, I would have fired her. Period. Oh, her contract wasn't signed, my ass. That's the first rehearsal. You're not known. So who are you to just think you that bitch, that you don't show up for the first rehearsal, but Eddie Levert and Shirley Murdoch and D Woods can show up. What's the problem? If Funky Dineva can show up, in no shade to Funky Dineva, but he's just a YouTube sensation. So if he can show up, bitch, you can show up. Or you could be fired on your first date. I'm just saying. I just felt like that was fucked up. I liked how they was clowning her when they were talking about, oh, she's on the Kenya Troll tour. Oh, she's opening up for Kenya. I was laughing because I was really down one side. Like, who the hell this bitch thinks she is that she feel like she can't come to rehearsal? But we know what she is. She's partying with her homegirls at the club. Talking about, I don't know how I should handle this after the divorce thing. We're breaking up. Should I go out? Should I hang out? Should I be in the house? Bitch, please. This is why you got divorced. This is you before. Yeah, you was going to the club and hanging out with your girls and twerking and talking to white men and all that kind of stuff. This is what the complaint was with Cordell. He already was saying how she was going out and was not coming home because she started getting her little fame or whatever. When they was filming the first time, she started going out. So don't try to come and play it like you just now starting to go back out. I'm sorry. People get mad that I be on Cordell's side. I'm not on Cordell's side. I just see that it's two sides to every story, and I'm not just going to jump on the Portia bandwagon just because she have the platform to tell her story. I'm not. And then a lot of times she contradicts herself, so I'm not on her side when it comes to her and Cordell. And you been in a relationship a long time, you know it's two sides to every fucking story. But anyway, like I said, she met a golfer. She didn't give him her number, but she gave up her sister number because she didn't want to seem like a hoe on TV. But girl, boo, we knew you would have given her number if the camera wasn't there. Whatever. The ending was Cynthia and Peter. They met up with Nene and them, and they talked, and I didn't see nothing resolved because Cynthia pumped. Nene still was saying, I don't change what I said. Well, only thing she changed what she said was he's not a bitch, but he was acting like a bitch. That's the only thing she said, and she said she don't apologize for what she said. So I don't think nothing got accomplished with that whole dinner. But they don't want the wives arguing, so the men bury the hatchet. I'm like, that just wouldn't have went that smooth for me. I'm sorry. Bitch, if you think my husband act like a bitch, there's no reason for me and my husband to be around you. Because you always going to still feel like he act like a bitch. Regardless if you feel like he's not a bitch, you still feel like he act like a bitch. So every confessional, you going to say that he act like a bitch. Come on now. This is not going to be the last time we hear Nene say something about Peter. It's not. And you supposed to be so-called friends with them. One thing I think I did forget about was,
Oh, now they hiring an Amazon.
Hey, you. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, what I did forget was Marlo and Kenya. They met up. They talked about Mexico. She said she didn't bring up what Marlo told her about Nene. That was cool. Then she had some baby coach came and gave her a little black baby. She wants to know why was it a little black baby. I'm like, bitch, because you black. She was like, because she might have a white man. The lady was like, but you're still black, bitch. But my thing is, if she would have bought a white baby, Kenya would have had a problem with her bringing a white baby. So come on now. But a lot of people went in on Kenya for having that baby and that whole scene. My thing is, I didn't have a problem with that lady bringing that baby and her seeing how it be to be a mom for a week. I don't, because I do think that a lot of women or young girls or whatever that thinking about having a baby, want a baby, should go through that kind of thing. You would understand it's not as easy as just getting a baby, saying I want a baby, and then you think you're gonna be able to shop and dress up the baby and that's gonna be it. So yeah, you need to really see how it is. You don't see it. It's not the reality of it, but you see what you can put yourself in. I'm sorry. I think that every girl should go through this shit in high school. I really do. So they can know that this Teen Mom 2 shit ain't the shit. Teen Mom 2, whatever that shit is on MTV. I think girls should go through this. Once they start having periods, they should have this damn doll. Just saying. So for Kenya to do it, regardless if she's 40 doing it, at least she's starting it before she had a child. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's all I really have for this episode of Real Housewives. If I missed something, wasn't that important. Tell me what you thought about it. You might not agree with me. You might agree with me. We all have opinions. Like I said, just don't be disrespectful. I'm getting ready to go back to sleep because I'm tired as fuck. So yeah, tell me what you thought about it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, Xbox Live. I do everything by the Ghetto View. THA, not THE. Follow my girl Ashley Miller, 1987. Mike B, 801. Nay Besta. Who else do Real Housewives? Bondi Blue, Forest Rocks. Candy from Sweet Addictions. All of us do great reviews, so check us all out. If I miss somebody, I'll get you in my support Tuesday. Alright, you guys. Peace out.